Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 126 alongside UFC President Dana White. I don't know about you, never seen anything like that in my life, especially in a finish. What about you?
Video game. That's the only place I've ever seen something like that. He's the greatest fighter in the world. I mean, the guy's so incredibly talented, and when he lets it go, stuff like this happens.
Does a part of you almost wish that he would do stuff like that a little more instead of, just come out? Or is that just almost part of how great he is that he picks his spots so well?
It really is how great he is. And I believe that, and you never know, when you're dealing with a guy that's as talented as this guy is, you never know what's going on in his head or what he's thinking or what's going on. But I love the way he handled himself through this entire fight, man. And the thing is, it always sounds like I'm nitpicking at the guy, but I'm not. I love how talented this guy is and what he's capable of, and I want so bad to see this guy just go out and do what he can do.
And correct me if I'm wrong, when Anderson Silva fights his best, it's like I could feel it from you. It nothing puts you in a better mood, right?
So true. So true, man.
Anderson Silva just knocked out Vitor Belfort to retain his middleweight championship. And the next man in line for that title is this man right here, Yushin Okami, and we're going to get his thoughts on the win. Yushin, what did you think of that knockout? Have you ever seen something like that before?
今まではこういう KO は見たことないです。本当にすごい蹴りでした。
I have never seen this kind of knockout. It was an incredible, awesome kick.
Helwani post-fight at UFC 126 alongside Steven Seagal after Anderson Silva's brilliant win over Vitor Belfort tonight. And Mr. Seagal, thank you very much for the time, first and foremost. Anderson, after the fight, said that he learned that front kick to the face from you.
Right.
Where'd you teach that? Where'd you learn that?
Where did I learn it? Well, I learned it, sort of a variation of that in Japan probably 30, 40 years ago, and I've been perfecting it all these years. It's not exactly karate, it's just something that I created that's a little bit different that I thought Anderson could learn well because he's sort of a natural-born athlete. He has very quick hands and feet, and his kicks are good to begin with, so I started teaching him kicks that I thought he could really hurt people with, and in practice he was knocking people out with body shots. At that point I knew he was going to start to really make these kicks, work.
Have you ever seen someone in a combat sports match knock someone out with that kick?
Well, nobody knows the kick. I'm teaching it to Machida and Machida-kun and Anderson and a few of the Brazilians, but we haven't really used it much yet. I haven't shown it to many people yet.
How did you actually meet Anderson?
Gosh, I don't remember. Anyway, people had come to ask me, if I would be interested in. Oh, he actually sent me a letter or a memo saying, "Will you please teach me your deadly stuff?" And then I made a point to come and see him. And him and Lyoto Machida are two of my favorite guys. But
Anderson, have you ever used that kick in training? And if so, have you ever knocked someone out like that before?
Já usei, mas ainda não consegui nocautear ninguém na academia, porque eles me pegam antes, me finalizam. O Ramon, eu tentei acertar ele a última vez e não deu certo. Quando eu dei esse chute, ele me pegou 2 vezes. Mas eu vou tentar,
He says, I've practiced that a lot in the academy, but I've never been able to, because most of the time the guys will try to hit me first or submit me before. I tried that kick with my jiu-jitsu coach Ramon, and before I was able to land it, he submitted me twice.
Going into the fight, did you think that you'd be able to nail that kick on him? Is that something you were looking for?
Lógico. Tudo que eu treinei para funcionar, né? Então, graças a Deus, a gente treinou bastante. Todos os meus treinadores estão de parabéns e deu tudo certo.
Yes, I did. Every strike and every kick, anything that I train, I think it's going to work in the fight. So yeah, I trained it and I expected it was going to work.
You've had a lot of great moments in the UFC. Do you think this was your greatest?
Você já teve vários momentos incríveis no Ultimate. Tu acha que esse foi dos melhores?
Pro momento foi o melhor, mas espero que venham melhores que esse.
At the moment, this is probably the best, but the best is still yet to come.